part of the legacy I did and I'm doing every day. And I say that to say this, once again, I humble myself because I could pop fly on a lot of you motherfuckers. I could really be that guy just to be like, give me my flowers, fucker. I did that. That was me. I could be holding on to shit from 1999. This is what I did 2006. This is what I did in 2010, 15, 20. But I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to do that. I want to be the guy that my man Teddy Plentygrass, a.k.a. Kuda Bang, a.k.a. the Maha Mafia, he said, "Truth, listen, as great as you are, you're a fucking star, bro. You hosted 5 of my mixtapes. You are the Black Michael Buffer in this hip-hop thing." He said, but you can't be one of them way back ass type niggas. You can't be the guy, you can't be the guy who just talks about shit he did 20 years ago. Because these motherfucking new generation motherfuckers, their attention spans don't go past last week. So if the shit didn't happen this weekend, it's hard to get a motherfucking 23-year-old to think about what happened 8 years ago when they were 16. So, you got to think about your crowd, your audience. That's why I do go for a little bit of a more mature crowd, but I could touch anybody. Not in a good way, bad way, just I could touch a lot of different crowds. All right, 8 to 80, blind, crippled, and crazy. I'll get you moving. I'll get you moving, grooving. I'll help you with your career. I open doors for you that... Don't forget, trigger warning, the podcast coming soon. This is good. I like this energy. And I think I'm going to do a little bit more consistently and get some content. And I'm building my little podcast studio one time for the Super Drew producer. Getting all the situations together for me with the hyper gig internet. You motherfuckers you're working on 5G internet. We're on 10G internet, like Japan over here. So yeah, pay attention for that. One time from Molly with the Pay Your Mortgage podcast. That thing is serious. It's a friend of the station, friend of the show. A lot of people haven't heard from me personally direct in a while. A lot of things on the horizon. And besides the fact that I'm semi-retired, I've been in the game, doing what I do. Not the game, the business, because it's always been a business for me. Made a lot of money. A lot of successful careers I'm responsible for that I may or may not get credit for ever. But the ones who know, they do. And I appreciate you for always standing on business, the business that I help you create. Rest in peace, DJ Bruiser. It's my guy. Champagne's nightclub. 20 years. We had the hottest strip party on the East Coast. Guaranteed hottest on a Sunday afternoon. Yeah. Anybody step into that arena and tell me we weren't, I'm going to shut your shit all the way down. All the way the fuck down. Because that's what I've been so humble for so many fucking years. I've been just a guy who just let shit slide. Sometimes I smile, sometimes I frown and just, say, hey, you know what? Nigga want to get his shine, let him get his shine. Back in the day when No Frills called me, when I was working with the original street radio. He might say original, but I'm going to tell you, street radio WDJP, 5008 Spruce Street. DJ TRUUF presents with WizKid and Jers. I remember I got that phone call. We had this thing called Saturday Day of the DJ. And Frills called me up. Said, TRUUF, I'm tired of fucking cleaning up dog shit in these abandoned houses working for the city. I want to be the DJ that I really want to be. Can you help me? And I said, Frills, you know what? I like the fact that you're begging for a slot, and I'm gonna give you a shot. I'm gonna give you some shine. So I probably gave him like a 1 to 2 o'clock slot on a Saturday afternoon. Even Diamond Cut, she slid through. I had her sliding through. You know, we worked at that Thompson Street Sneaker Villa together for about two years maybe, until we both outgrew the situation. You know, they moved me inside that Gallery Mall Sneaker Villa, and she moved on to Power 99. You know, I didn't want her to go. We were like the best team ever. Why would I want to break that up? But you know, for as good as that was, there were way better scenarios on the other side. Way bigger checks too. I swear to God, I went from $200 a week clothing vouchers used to get from Sneaker Villa, and they would pay all the DJs in clothing vouchers. So I had so many fucking clothes, sneakers. My aunt said, if you bring another Sneaker Villa bag in this fucking house without paying some rent, it's gonna be me and you. So, you know, I finally convinced the company to switch it over to cash and give us the option. I did that, you know, and then we went from maybe 6 or 8 DJs. Once I got in that Gallery Mall, things just sort of took off, because now I had 3 positions at the company. There's a DJ at the gallery and all the corporate events, and then worked in the office, 1926 Arch Street. Actually moved them from Reading, PA. You know, a lot of people didn't know they were based in Reading, so I was a part of that moving process. We packed up the truck, me and Rick Pegram, my ace. We moved that truck from Reading to 1926 Arch Street, loaded all the office furniture in, and at that point they just gave me my own little office, a little cubicle. Marketing street coordinator under the marketing director, Pat Walsh. So I did that as long as I could do it. And, you know, there were a lot of checks cut. We went from making $200 a week to making $2,000 a week. That fast. Then I got all my corporate events going. I'm going across the country. They're paying for my airfare and flying me out. And then at the same time, you know, we're working for Converse. You know, one time for Raheem Thompson, the commissioner. We were working for Converse, and then Converse led me to working with Reebok, and next thing you know, we're working with Nike, 9450 Marketing out of New York City. They tested me. I told this story the other day. They tested me. They called me on like a Tuesday, 9450 Marketing. One time from Matt Donahue. He called me. He said, TRUUF, hey, what are you doing this weekend? I said, I'm just DJing at the store, but what's going on? He said, hey, can you make it to Secaucus? I think it was like Secaucus, New Jersey. It was like somewhere really weird, somewhere where SEPTA didn't go. And he said, can you make it there on Friday morning? I was like, hey man, sure I can make it. He said, yeah, just pack your bag, because it'll be for the weekend. We'll get you a hotel room, and I'll see you Friday. So here I am. I get on the phone. I put the GPS together, and I come to find out, from Philadelphia to wherever I had to be, there was no buses. Maybe there was, but there really wasn't. So I had to catch like Patco train across the Ben Franklin Bridge, get to Jersey. It took like the regional bus link as far as I can get it, and then I had to catch a Uber from like the end of the train, whatever that train station where I was at, and it ended up costing me probably $135 one way in the Uber. But I made it. I made it to the Best Buy, and they were shocked. They were like, "Did you drive?" I said, "No, I didn't drive. I got here." So with that little bit of intestinal fortitude, they said, well, you know what? We appreciate what you did, bro. So for the next 5 weeks, you think you can just keep a bag packed at your front door with all, like a weekend worth of clothes and all your equipment? I mean, your computer, laptop, mixer. And we're going to fly you across the country. We're going to do that. And we're going to give you $3,000 every weekend. Plus your airfare, your hotel suite by yourself. We're going to put you up. We'll give you a chef with egg stations every morning. You come out and set up. And, there will be a team that's going to set everything up. So basically, you just show up. And here's a bunch of NBA Live t-shirts for your uniform. And I'll see you in Detroit next weekend. Wow. Just that easy. See how relationships make things happen? Relationships mean everything in this business.
Oh, DJ TRUUF. That's just what the doctor ordered. You gotta keep it locked right here.
Trigger warning. The podcast. DJ TRUUF. Keep it locked. DCRadioLive.com. DJ